Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, returning to you this mid-afternoon, going into late afternoon pretty soon for a TV show review for Season 2, Episode 3 of House of the Dragon, called The Burning Mill. I got a chance to watch for myself to see what I was going to think of it. Sorry, I'm eating lunch at this time. I know it's like 4 o'clock in my time doing it. I woke up pretty late, like 12:30 in the afternoon, so I was really tired. I didn't go to bed till 3 last night, so that's kind of why. But still, I'm going to discuss what I watched for the House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 3, and let you know my thoughts on this episode overall, The Burning Mill. So let's dive into this episode review. So pretty much, Rhaenyra is trying to avert from war in a way. And what's going on is it's kind of looking like it's about to happen in the upcoming episodes. So, pretty much, she's trying to go talk to Alicent, and she does do that at the end of the episode. But I don't think it pans out the way she thinks it's going to. So, pretty much, that's kind of the end of the episode. But basically, the start of it is kind of where it starts off with. I presume. Yeah, I think it was the Brackens or something like that. It starts off with them, I think. But then, sorry about the background noise. My mom and sister are talking to me. They're not talking to me, they're just talking out loud to each other, so sorry about that. Pretty much with what I watched with this episode, I was thinking it was a good episode, but it tended to be a bit boring in some areas. Like, the pacing just was fine, but I know the dialogue and the storyline is what some people want to be interested in, but if it drags on continuously and not in a good way, then the season's gonna flop a little bit. But overall, I think House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 3 was interesting. The Hand of the King is now Kristen Cole, and basically he's going to war with the Rhaenyra and all them, and he's the one that sent that guy's brother after his own brother to kill Rhaenyra. So basically, they both died. It shows them at the end of the episode that they were buried and all that. So both the brothers. So pretty much, I think with what I watched with this episode, I was slightly entertained, but also a little unsure what to think of it. So it was about average or good. It was somewhere in that range, but overall, I just think this episode was a little lackluster in some areas of the episode. It was pretty lengthy. It was like almost an hour and 20 minutes. But for an episode of what it was going for, it did have some boring points through the episode, but execution-wise, I think towards the end of it was interesting to see what's going to happen in the fourth episode. So it's an interesting watch, this episode, but sometimes the story, when it goes into depth a little too much, it tends to be a little snooze fest in some areas. But you just gotta watch it yourself to see what you think of it. But the ending was surprising, where she goes to see Alicent, and then it just doesn't pan out the way she thinks it does. Daemon's actually trying to take over Harrenhal or whatever in this episode, and there were a lot of interesting moments in this episode, but execution-wise, it's good. Just not great. But for a score for me, I'm giving Episode 3 of Season 2 for The Burning Mill, the House of the Dragon episode, an 8 out of 10. Good episode, but the dialogue did tend to be a snooze fest in some areas. I mean, some areas in the episode, there were some moments where I wasn't sure if I was feeling for it. I know a lot of people want to see the action scenes, which is going to be coming up towards the end of the season, I presume. And that's where it's going to get really interesting, because war is about to happen in the start of the 4th episode, I presume. But execution-wise, I think this episode had something going for it, but there were a few lackluster moments with its execution and performance of certain scenes in the episode. But overall, it's a good episode for what it goes for. Just not my favorite episode of the season. I think the first episode was the most boring, to be honest. It started off the season very sluggish, in a way. And the second episode was interesting, but not all that interesting. But the last episode was pretty good. This one was good, at least. But overall, this season's kind of fluctuating from okay to kind of meh, in a way. So, with that being said, 8 out of 10 for Season 2, Episode 3 of House of the Dragon. Thanks for watching this episode review today.